Okay, so let's now have a look at generating some chains and belts in an AutoCAD mechanical drawing. I've got some sprockets here that basically take you through a particular belt environment. So the belt will go around these. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to the Content tab on the ribbon and over to the Tools panel here, and there's our chains belt there. So click on the down arrow next to it, and we want sprocket or pulley. Now we're going to be using actually pulleys because we're using a belt. That's the difference. If you use a chain, it's a sprocket. If you use a belt, it's a pulley. Notice the difference. Sprockets have spikes for the chain to hook up to. Pulleys have little indentations with little spigots sticking out so that the belt can hook in and work around the pulley. We need a pulley there, and I'm going to go for a synchronous belt pulley. I'm going to place it about there. Rotation angle 0, I'll just press enter for that. And I'm going to go for a 24 number of teeth, MXL 12. So I click on next. Number of visible teeth, I'll go for 6. Shaft diameter, let's say 25. If I click on finish there, it gives me an error now. As you can see, it requires a numerical value between that and that. So I've got 13.993. Let's say 13 there. Let's give that a 13 diameter. When I click on finish now, it calculates it for me. Clever stuff. So it's worked all of that out for me. Now, I want a belt that goes around these. So I need it to go all the way. Does it go inside? Does it go outside? And so on. Well, AutoCAD Mechanical allows you to calculate all of this very quickly and very easily. If you go back to the Tools panel here and click on the down arrow, you've got length calculation. So let's click there. I'm going to do a length calculation. There's the belt. I can actually go to the library and choose which belt I want to use. So I'm going to use a synchronous belt, like so, and I'll stick with that one there, that 91.44 belt length for now, and OK that. Now, when I click on OK, this is where it gets interesting. Entity for tangents deleted. Please define tangent points again. I haven't defined them, that's no problem. What it's telling me there is there might have been a previous exercise whereby some tangents were specified in this drawing. Now it's asking for the first point for a tangent. Now I'm going to start on the outside here of this larger one there. Click on there, that starts there. I then look for the second point for my tangent. So I'm coming up here, zoom in on the inside here, and click there. There's my first part of my belt. Now first point for tangent, it's going to be up here, isn't it? There. And then I'm going to come in. Second point for tangent is going up to the top there. Like that. It's going over that one. So first point would start here. I then come in again. This time it's coming on the inside here. Like so to there. And then we're coming round here. And it's going to go around there. So it's going to go across here and down and back round again. So first point for tangent will be this side, there. Second point for tangent, we're coming across and going into there, like that. Can you see? So it's going round, yeah? Then, first point for tangent this time will be here, and then coming across to the big one to here, like that. Right click, enter to finish. Select existing polyline now, and it will calculate that length for me. There we go. So, I've got an invalid selection there. It expects a point or last. That's because, look, it's not doing what it should. Can you see? It's going right around there. But that should work. Let's see whether we can actually apply a belt to that. We'll try it and see. So I click here, chain belt links, like so. There's my belts. Select the polyline. Select starting point on the polyline. I'll pick, let's say, shift and right click, and I'll go for a midpoint there. There's my size of belt. You can pick anything from that particular list. I'll click on next. Number of links to draw. I'll go 6 and finish. And as you can see there, I can accept that. And I'll accept the orientation of the links. And there's the links on my belt there. You can see that there. So I'm only showing 6 links, as you can see. Now I should have really flipped that. So what I'll do is I'll undo that and come back again. So I go back now to here, chain belt links, I want a belt, I want a synchronous belt, select the polyline like so. Starting point on the polyline, I'll go for that midpoint again. So midpoint snap there, and I'll go for that one again, which is fine, and next. Number of links to draw, I'm going to go for 250 this time, and click on finish. Maximum number of links can be 147. Well, let's OK that. Calculates it all for me. Specify direction of links. Well, that's fine. I'll have them going in that direction. But I want to flip it. So the orientation I'm going to flip and then accept. See the arrow change? Takes a few seconds and there we are. There is my belt going all the way around my pulleys. And if I zoom in on that, look, it's all drawn in. All the teeth are there going around. And as you can see, they're being driven by my pulleys. So you can see that it's not a perfect example by any which way, shape or form, but it shows you how those chains and belts actually work.